Another scrimmage in the books, the last real one, if you want to call it that, for Georgia as they get ready for Georgia and Clemson and Charlotte. A lot of news coming about that here in the near future. But the scrimmage today, I did want to talk about that after gathering some information about what happened. I think it was a good day. In so far as people, when you talk with folks, you want to talk to more than one person about stuff. It does seem like this was a day that, Georgia was really happy with. Kirby Smart saying earlier today that I'm pleased with where our guys are. He was talking about a productive second scrimmage. They were able to stay in one spot the whole time today. But in talking with folks about the day and where this team is, I think there's a couple things I want to go over real quick. So stick with me here. Dean Legge from Dog Post, making you a smarter Georgia fan. Georgia's not as banged up today as they were a while ago. You got guys like Kyrus Jackson who did go today, but weren't in the full go, receiver. No, he was in a black jersey, which means he's still kind of you're going to be careful with him. Guys like Jermaine Burton who are out there, but there is an issue at tight end. Still don't have Eric Gilbert scrimmaging. I'm not sure if there's a real update with Eric Gilbert. It does feel like Georgia's figuring out where they're going to be with the offensive line. I think the questions there are center and left tackle, which I'm going to write about more over on Dog Post. You need to make sure you're going to dogpost.com to get all of the details. But there's a lot of optimism today about where this team is at. There was a lot of concern, I think, a week ago, not just because of the injuries. And the injuries has been something I think people at Georgia are kind of getting tired of talking about. And it's our job to ask questions. And I don't mean Kirby, I mean people around the program. But that is a real thing. I mean, you can't sit there and act like they're not banged up because they really are. But they're not nearly as banged up as they were. And that's an important thing to remember is that this team is coming into a critical time and a critical moment here at the start of this 2021 season. And the folks I talked with today were positive about the year. There's hand wringing because they're Georgia people about, the Clemson game and the challenge that comes with that. But, and it could be wrong. I don't know. But they're starting to feel, I think there's a feel that I don't know what's going to happen in the Clemson game, but this is a good team. That's what it feels like because there's a lot of confidence with the quarterback spot right now. Obviously, JT. Carson Beck is playing well. The receivers, no, it doesn't look like you're going to have Eric Gilbert, or at least you don't right now. You don't have George Pickens, but there are some real players at receiver, and they played pretty well today, the receivers, generally speaking. The running backs are super gifted, but on defense, um, that's a group that people are really happy with right now. Now you're going to start the season off with a real challenge in that Clemson team, because Clemson's going to try to play the way that they want to play, not the way that you want to play. And the difference there is that if you let them play the way they want to play, they're going to win. I don't have much doubt about that. I think anyone who's picking Clemson to win the game is well within reason to do so because of their ability to do a lot of different stuff offensively. I do think there's concern on the Clemson defensive side of the ball, and I think today's practice is giving people at Georgia a lot of optimism about what this offense can do, not just throwing the ball, but running it as well. And I'm monitoring my computer as I take a look at what's going on. So some of y'all see this as it goes here. A good day for Justin Robinson, who may have slid to a slightly different position at receiver. Marcus Rosemy-Jack Saint, I think, is having had a big catch, if I'm not mistaken. But there are a lot of today was a there today bred optimism in this program. There's a lot of discussion of Brock Bowers, what he brings. Is he a true tight end? But I think JT had a good, solid day. I think that Carson Beck is firmly the number 2 quarterback. I don't think that to me there's much doubt about that. I think that what will happen in the future is what will happen in the future. It's not decided in August of 2021 what will happen in 2022. But he's having a good run here. I just the overall thing, I think that's there are always concerns, and injury continues to be the number one thing. I think in addition to that, and this ties into what I'm going to say, the offensive line is the biggest question mark. Is left tackle. Is what are you really going to do at left tackle for this game, and is that going to be where you're at in Jacksonville? Because I'm not sure that's going to be the case. I think you're seeing Marius Mims, Broderick Jones. They are rotating in and out at tackle. It does seem like your guards are set, and your right tackle, I think your guards are going to be Justin Schaefer and Tate Ratledge, and Warren McClendon is going to start at right tackle. The question is, who's going to start for now at left tackle, and who's going to start at center? Is it going to be Cedric Van Pan? Is it going to be SVPG, or is it going to be Warren Erickson? I think Warren had an adventurous day getting back out there, snapping with the cast. So, where does Xavier Truss fit in this thing? About Mims? What about Jones? You have options. There are some people that feel like they've got plenty of options on the offensive line. The question is just going to be how do they get this together? You're running out of time to sort of change things, and there's a lot of faith in Matt Luke that he knows how to do this. I wrote about this the other day over on the site. Please make sure you're going to Dog Post right now. We've got a great deal. You can get 2 months of the site for $2. You're going to run out of time to get that deal. It's going out soon. You need to go get that deal. That Matt Luke has done this before at Georgia, so twice in bowl games and in the Missouri game of 2020. So I think now you're past camp, so you're going to settle in the continuity of, you're going to settle into practice, which is going to try to get continuity on these lines. Your DBs, I think there's a lot of confidence there, even without Tyke Smith. So Brini has been a good player for Georgia. He came on strong the last 2 games. I mean, I still have some skepticism coming into the Clemson game because Clemson's done it for a long time. 2019 ending was not ideal. 2020 ending was not ideal. Their games against big teams lately have not been ideal. Okay. But they do have a powerful front four that's going to be challenging for almost every single offensive line in the country. So that's going to be the thing. Did the scrimmage today move Georgia forward in terms of what they can practically do against Clemson? It seems like it moved them forward in confidence. So let's just see how this thing goes. Go to Dog Post. Take advantage of that 2x2 offer. We'll see you on the website.